And at this point, guys, we have a lot to talk about with the changes that you have seen that are being proposed for the RICA exam. And I'm going to start off by saying that right now we don't have a lot of information. I have searched, I have emailed the CDC and looking for some information about when we're going to know more. This decision, they've been talking about making some changes to the RICA. It comes up about once a year as they revisit it. And last year they were talking about some of the formatting changes that they could do. And just so you know, in my personal opinion, the RICA itself is not going away. And that is because there is a national push to really make sure that our teachers are prepared to teach reading. And that has to do with a lot because of some dismal scores on the NAEP and things like this that show us that we still have a lot of work to do. Some states are, even though California is the only state that actually gives the RICA, there are about 15 states that have some sort of a reading competency assessment. And Texas has really taken the forefront on this one, and with the Science of Teaching Reading exam. And because of this movement toward this, it's a very big area in the field right now. So my guess is that you're going to see more states coming on board and not states backing away. So that's all of this, guys, is just my opinion based on what I know about the field and the industry and that sort of thing. So I just wanted you to be aware that those are some things that I kind of see coming down the pike. Now, as far as the proposed changes for what they have right now, I'm going to share with you what I have seen, and I know you guys have seen it on Facebook as well. Let me see if I can pull it up for you to take a peek at. All right. So just so you know, here we have, this is from the CDC website that gives us the information about the RICA. And this is where really kind of all of the I don't know, the concern and the worry has come from. And it's this bit of information right here, that the current model of the RICA is going to retire as of July 25th, and beginning July 26th, you are going to see the RICA administered as 3 separate subtests. And you can actually start making appointments for this version of the test on July 20th. Okay, so July 20th is when you should be able to actually apply for this particular version. Now, there are a couple of questions that I think are going to be unclear for a little while. And that is, all right, does that mean that if I've already paid and I have a testing date in August, am I taking the current version or the new version? We don't have answers to that yet. Okay, so there is more to come. There is, though, something on this screen I want you to notice, and it says right here that this Tuesday they are going to be shutting down the site in order for maintenance. I am wondering if this is also so that they can update all of the PDFs, all of the files. I don't know if this is just a back end update or if this is to actually change the documents that are available to you, because the way this website is currently reading, it's everything that was, I think, last updated about 2009 as far as preparation materials and that sort of thing. So those are the 2 things that are coming up as of right now. Now, let me go into another screen real quick and show you what we know so far about, let me see if I can do it this way. All right, I think you guys should be able to see this. So Another piece of information that is coming out to us is this right here. Okay, so at present time, the RICA is a 4-hour assessment. It's got 70 multiple choice questions, 4 constructed responses, and a case study. Now, what they are trying to do is they are going to reconfigure into 3 subtests. And this is the part where we need to wait and see what we are getting. Each subtest will cover specified domains of content knowledge that are currently already defined. The written form of the assessment will continue to include the multiple choice, the constructed responses, and the case study. What they're going to do is subdivide it into 3 subtests so that you can reduce the amount of time it takes, and it is going to lower your overall costs. Just take that in for a minute. It is going to lower your overall costs. Now, this is really important, you guys. First of all, y'all know that the RICA is a beast. All right. It's one of the only tests that you have to sit there for 4 hours. You don't get to break it into subtests that I'm aware of. It's got the current pass rate that I just read today. I found some more recent documentation. The current first time pass rate is 66%. That's very low for an assessment like this. The changes that they are proposing, in my opinion, are to your benefit. Okay, so that's the first thing I want you to breathe a sigh of relief. This is only to your benefit. Now, I know that at first, you think change, and a lot of us don't like change. It's kind of like the hell you know is better than the hell you don't know. But in this case, the changes that they are proposing are things that I've said all along. What difference does it make if you sit there for 4 hours or if you sit there for multiple sessions of 2 hours? If it's going to keep you fresher, it is to your benefit. Okay, so here is the cost breakdown that I wanted to share with you. Currently, the RICA in the 1 4-hour sitting is $171. That is the registration fee. The proposed fee is $57 per subtest, which equals $171. You are not being charged more. This is not a money grab, okay? Not in my opinion. In fact, what it is it's going to benefit you, because here's the way it currently works. If you don't pass the entire 4-hour exam, you've paid $171, but maybe you did excellent on either the multiple choice or the case study, you have to pay $171 again to take the whole thing again. All right. So each time you fail something, that's $171 out of your pocket. This case, you have the option still to take all 3 subtests if you want. It's not costing you anymore. It's exactly the same. And you can go out there, you can take the 3 subtests. Let's say you pass 1 or you pass 2. Fantastic. Now it's only going to cost you that $57 or times 2 to retake the sections that you didn't pass. So this is going to be a cost saving to you. It's also going to make your study sessions far more efficient and productive. Because once we know what that subtest looks like, the way they have it written is that it's going to be domain specific. So let's say hypothetically, and I don't know, this is again only my opinion, but let's say hypothetically that the first subtest is going to cover domains 1 and 2, and maybe some sort of a written response. Domains, the second subtest, let's say it covers domain 3 and 4, and 2 of the other written responses. And then subtest 3 covers domain 5 and the case study. You can then focus your energy on each of those domains specific. Okay. There is a benefit, in my opinion, to knowing how it all ties together. It absolutely is. But to get down to when you're really starting to kind of dig for that particular subtest, you will be able to then focus on that specific domain or that particular writing prompt. I do not see this anything other than being good news. All right. So that's the first thing. I really, really think it's good news for you. The problem comes when you don't know which test you're taking. And that's the fear. And that's just, we just don't know yet. The news came out. What was the date on that? I think the 21st of April. We're only at the 25th and it's a weekend. So I would give them at least a week to kind of put those things in place, because I know that there are a lot of you that are questioning, should I go and take it as is now, or should I go and take it within the 3 subtests? And that is totally a judgment call on your part. In my opinion, your preparation doesn't change at all. The content is not changing. Okay, let's be very clear. The content is not changing. It's only the format of the test that is changing. And most of you, the vast majority of you, in my opinion, should continue on with the plan that you have. If you've got a test date and you've been busting your rear end, getting ready to take your test, then my advice to you is to take the test. All right. If you're around that July window and you're really close, you guys are, you're the wild card. We just don't know. But I do think, I don't think it's unreasonable to wait for a week or two to make your decision. Truly. All right. How does that sound? Can you give me some comments in the chat? Just, I want to make sure that, because my first and foremost purpose with meeting you tonight was to make sure that you knew this is not bad news. Okay. This really is good news. The only thing is the worry of the unknown. But I do really want to hear how we're doing. Okay. All right, good. Thanks, Monica. Yeah. I think a lot of you should feel better. I'll tell you, some of you guys know my CSET story. So I was a reading specialist. I was an elementary school teacher, but I was teaching middle school English, and my district came to me one day and said, "Hey, you need an English credential." And I went, "What? I do." So I had to go on the CSET journey for English. The CSET English assessment is in 4 subtests. And me, like a crazy person, not knowing much, decided I'm going to take all 4. I don't recommend that. Okay. But the good news is I knocked 2 off the list. I didn't pass 2. And then I registered for the next 2 subtests. And I had a DI. If any of you guys are familiar with Destination Imagination, I had a meet that day with my son and his team, and decided I'd just go take a break and go take the CSET. That didn't work at all. It didn't pass anything. And then I passed 1 the next time. And then that silly, theater arts section of the CSET, which I still don't understand why it's important to an English credential, I finally passed it, but it took me 4 times to take it. But the benefit of it being in subtests was incredibly helpful to me. And so I think you're going to find something similar to that.